In Vedanta, it's called apurushe jnanam. It's a Sanskrit word, and it means not from the human mind. Purusha means a person, apurusha means not a person, and jnana means knowledge that's not coming from a person. Now, that's, what kind of knowledge is that? That means this is not a philosophy. Okay? Not a philosophy. It's not a religion. It's not a school of thought. It's not a belief system. This is the revelation of consciousness to certain human beings. Consciousness or awareness, the self, which we'll roughly call God right now. I say roughly because there's some explanation. We need some understanding and explanation to know what God is. This consciousness or awareness or spirit or the truth reveals itself through to human beings. We say it comes to us. It's not channeled information. The reason why it's not channeled information is because channeled information is unreliable. Why is it unreliable? Because, it's like if you have a pipe and you pour water through it, there'll be impurities on that pipe, won't there? That the water will kick loose, and at the other end, when the water comes out, it'll be impure. It'll have impurities. Unless, of course, the pipe is absolutely clean. But no human being's absolutely clean. It's what happens with religions. Somebody has a vision of God or the truth or something like that, but his personality, the vehicle through which it's coming, is not clean or pure. So he adds a whole bunch of his stuff to the vision. You look at Christianity, it's a good example, the Old Testament. There's this guy God, he's the eternal. They've got it all right about God except one thing. When you ask God what to do about the people that are standing in your way, God says, kill them. See? There's a contamination. Well, this knowledge is not contaminated. It's pure. And how did they achieve that? Through a certain method, we call it a sampradaya, through tradition. Through tradition, this knowledge came to people. We say Vedanta came to us. It was heard. The knowledge is heard. Heard means something that came from outside. It came to you. Not through you or from you. If it comes from me, then what? It's just my stuff, isn't it? Where's existentialism now? Remember existentialism? Sartre, Heidegger, Camus, all these fellows? Where's that? That's a philosophy. That came from these people's minds. It had a certain kind of currency for a while, and now it's all gone. It didn't last because it wasn't the truth. It was just some human being's ideas or opinions or beliefs about reality. So this knowledge, Vedanta, comes directly from consciousness. So I know it's a hard sell. Maybe it's not a hard sell. But it's very important to understand this because when we bring human beings and their ideas into it, we have all kinds of problems. And what has happened here is that over the time, and by the time this man wrote this book, these verses, it wasn't a book really, it was verses, that was called a book, there was like 6 or 7 centuries that this knowledge had been operating. It had been thoroughly vetted and commented upon by other people who had had that vision. It's called optavakya, the testimony. There are several means of knowledge, perception and inference, and one is optavakya. It means the testimony of a competent witness. A competent witness is somebody who has nothing invested in it. They're just there and they see it. A rishi, or kavi, means a seer. The men who gave us this were seers. They just saw something, and enough of them saw it so that they could testify that that's actually what happened. And over 5 or 6 centuries, right, any kind of impurities or opinions that tried to creep in, right, were purified. So a methodology developed. It's called a sampradaya. There's a methodology, a tradition that developed that keeps it pure. So it's as clean today, in 2010, as it was 5,000 years ago. It's not going to change. The truth is not going to change, and human beings are not going to change either. Reality it doesn't change. Reality seems to change, but in fact it doesn't change. The basic factors in reality are exactly the same today as they were 10 billion years ago. And they will be the same in 10 billion years. Nothing's going to change. Only on the surface, various little appearances, things will superficially change. But the fundamental structure of reality is not going to change. Just because we got cell phones, iPods, doesn't mean we're any further along than the cavemen were. Huh? The cavemen, we have all the same problems, maybe more than the cavemen had. Maybe more. But even if we have more or less problems, it doesn't matter because we're still the same. There's only one person here. There's only one human being. And we're going to talk about that one human being. And that human being has been the same forever.